everyone, I'm Jim Edwards, and I'm back on the Matt Dollar Show, and I am guest hosting again this week because Matt is so busy with his store selling flooring at Goodfellas, and he just doesn't have time to do the show, and he asked me if I'd fill in, which I'll be glad to do because he's busy. That means he's making money, and maybe he'll send some of it my way.
There you go.
In the meantime, we're back. I'm back at, I'll get the words out in a minute, I'm back at the home and studio of my best friend, Earl Rose, and been a great friend through the years.
Lord, yeah.
And we had talked on last week's show about we've been together doing these shows probably 15 years or so, something like that. And then along the way, I have taped Earl with his band, Rambling Rose. It's a really good classic country band. And he's throw in a little bit of rock, maybe 50s or 60s rock.
Little bluegrass.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And so it's a great show, and we'll have to tell you more about it sometime, or let you know how you can see Earl. You're all on a break right now, though,
We are on a break
of the season, and then hoping that the COVID
We'll be back in August.
Be back
out traveling.
Out in August, or April.
April.
April, okay. All right. Okay.
Let's try and take a little
It's a little long break, that's true. And anyway, we're back in the studio, and we're going to do several stops, or show you several different things that Earl can do. He's like Matt. You've heard this phrase, jack of all trades and master of none, they'll usually say. But with Earl, he's Earl of all trades and master of just about everything. And I'll tell you more about that in just a moment, as you see, as we get along. Now, we're going to show you some stuff that I touched on last week, and this was what Earl does in the way of leather works.
Right.
And you have some really impressive leather work here, including gun holsters.
I do.
So
and,
tell us about this now. How did you get started in this?
Well, actually, I just became interested in it. Actually, I like the old Western movies and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And but even before that, musically, I was into making guitar straps.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well,
So.
Now, did you make them just to have them, or did you make them for other people in the
At
bands?
that particular time, been a few years back, we made them to sell, and Morel Music handled
Oh well.
a bunch of
Well,
them.
good deal.
But
You sell a bunch of them?
We sold quite a few of them, so they wanted to be made.
They wanted to be made.
Except I may have a couple here. Matter of fact, when we're talking about those,
Okay.
let me hold these up, Jim.
Yeah, sure.
These are some of the guitar straps that are made. These are all leather.
And let's lift up just a little bit higher. I don't think we can see it real well.
Okay,
There we go. That's better. Yeah.
And we got a little pickpocket on just about every one of them. And we made these actually for Morel Music a lot, and for ourselves too, but we actually sold them through Morel Music. We don't make them anymore, but we're semi-retired.
Just semi-retired.
Yeah, I'll put those back.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of other things I will show you. These are little simple projects that we just made for the fun of it. My mother used to always carry a little coin purse.
Yeah.
And it was about this size. So we thought we'd just make a few coin purses. And we made them in different colors. Not to sell, but actually just
because you can do it.
Just because we could do it, I guess.
Right.
And we wanted to make a little wallet.
Well, sure.
A little simple one.
Yeah.
With about 4 little pockets in it.
Oh, that's great.
You know, so.
I'll have to try to talk you into making me a wallet where I can put a bunch of credit cards, Visa cards, and stuff like that, and pictures.
Yeah. Okay, we could do that.
It'd have to be about 4 inches thick or whatever. Have 20,
Really?
20 slots and all, but I guess a lot of people do that. But now this is going to be neat.
Another thing that we make is leather belts. And occasionally I'll still do one of these for a friend of mine or something, just to give away. I don't sell them or anything, but these are top grain or full grain leather, actually, the best leather you can get. Anyhow, we make them in different sizes. I believe this is a 35, but you can make them in any size. They got a little rolling buckle.
Oh yeah,
on
that's pretty neat.
And little screws that hold them together. Very simple little belt, but I like to say we just make those
Yeah.
For fun.
Well, you folks that are watching, put Earl on the spot. Anybody watching now would like to have a belt? Would you make them one if they give you enough money?
I probably would for a donation to the church.
Okay, good deal, good thought. Yeah.
I do my paintings that way a lot of times.
Okay. So the money you get for the
instead
prints.
of charging, I just actually let the church get it.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a great idea. Okay. Well, listen, you folks out there, you heard what Earl just said, and you see what he's doing with leather. If you'd like to have a holster or a belt or a wallet, contact Earl and order one. And like you said, the money that he gets from them, he puts in the fund for his church, and that'd be great.
Exactly.
All right, we'll do that. And what's your phone number, by the way?
423-538-8568.
And you have an answering machine.
I've got an answering machine. Normally we're in and out a lot, so the answering machine will get it and we'll call you back, okay?
Okay, that sounds great. All right, now, again, you folks, help Earl with the church. They need some money, and it all goes for a great cause. I mean, you use a lot of it to get ready for the kids at Christmas, don't you?
At Christmas, we packed over 1,100 great big Christmas bags this year.
This year? My goodness. That's wonderful, because some of the kids would never get anything if they didn't get that.
If they didn't get that.
That's a tremendous thing you've been doing. And you, Ruthie, and the folks that help you, been doing that for what?
We've been doing that for, gosh, I don't know, years and years.
Yeah.
20 years or more, I guess.
Right.
Or maybe 30, I'm not sure. A long time.
It's been a long time,
Yeah.
yeah. I know Matt and I were down on a couple of occasions and taped the Matt Dollar Show while you were all gathered up there, filling
Right.
up, getting the bags, everything in order, and putting them in there and getting ready.
Yeah.
So it's involved too.
It
It
is.
takes a lot of people.
It does,
Okay.
really.
All right.
This year we didn't think we'd have as many kids as we did,
Yeah.
but we had more than we did last year.
Oh my. Oh goodness. Well,
It was a blessing.
well, it's a great thing that you all are doing, and
Thank
we really appreciate that very much. You're just tremendous people.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I mentioned last week. No, we're not ready to go yet, are we? Here.
A couple other things I'll show you. I saw an old West. I love to watch the old Western.
The old B Western.
And I saw one of the stars wearing one of these.
Yeah.
This actually is serves a good purpose. It protects your wrist. A lot of the old cowboys wore these actually to protect their wrist.
Protect the wrist. Yeah.
So I decided to make a couple of them and just, you know.
Well, looking at that, is there something like that?
Simple.
Could somebody that shoots a bow and arrow, can you put
That
that
would-
up
that
and
would
keep the
be
string
perfect.
from hitting your
It'd be
wrist?
perfect for it.
So you can actually do that too.
Yeah.
All right.
And we want to show you something, like I say, we watch the old Westerns, but we also got a little modern. This is a holster we made. This is for a Glock.
A Glock, okay.
Then this is another little holster we made for a snub nose 38.
Oh my.
And both of them are full grain leather.
I mean, it's amazing to see this stuff, folks. I mean, this is stuff that you'd see probably made by some big company that makes stuff like this. And here you are in Bluff City, Tennessee, making great leather. That's great.
And this is for a big 45 long barrel. You can put a short barrel in it, but this is for 45.
Oh my.
And we made that just for the fun of it.
Now, you're getting ready to bring up the one that I really like, and that's the big guy right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to tell it in a minute. Okay. That's
Let's
fine.
do that in first.
Okay, yeah.
But then we'll go up.
Oh, wait a minute.
the other
No,
one.
the one behind you is my favorite, but this is a good one too. Just go ahead with that one, yeah.
This is a very simple one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's for a 45 also, but it's what you call a drop.
Okay,
Holster.
yeah.
What this does, this was for a gunfighter.
Oh.
It makes the holster a little lower,
Little lower, yeah.
easier access to it. Okay.
That's a long barrel. He'd have to really be fast, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be a wide earth, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Now here comes my favorite.
Okay, which one you want?
Well, let's do this one, and then we'll get to that one done. Because I know the one. Well, this one's got for bullets on it too. But
This one has the cartridge cases.
yeah, cartridge
And
case.
you should never leave them in there because if they will tarnish.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
Yeah. Now look at this, folks.
this is
This
for a
is
45
awesome. Yeah.
short barrel, of course, or regular barrel, and it's also got a little drop on it. Instead of being up here, this is a little lower. Makes it easy access for the gun. I'll lay that down right there, Jim.
Okay. Now this has got a neat design on it too, so you can actually put different types
A lot of hand work
designs on there. Handwork.
This is one a little simpler made, but maybe a little fancier with the beautiful silver on
Look at
it.
this buckle, that buckle, and
More like a Roy Rogers.
yeah,
stuff.
sort of like in that.
It also has the cartridge holders.
Very, very neat.
And all of this is hand done. Most of this is hand sewn. Some of this was sewn on the machine, but most all of this other is hand sewn.
Right.
Okay, Jim, that's about all I've got in the leather.
My goodness, that's tremendous. And then all these that we've just seen, if people want to buy them for money to put to the church, will you sell these or you want to keep these?
I probably would keep these for a sample or something, or just because I sort of like them, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's true. Yeah, your first ones are set.
We could make another one
Okay.
for him.
All right. Okay, well, that's great. Again, folks, if you will, if you're interested, belts, gun holsters, wallets, and the wrist protectors, all in leather, made by Earl. And they're just awesome. You got to see them in person. Get you one or two or three.
Well,
And
yeah.
like Earl says, the money that he gets from them, not these, he's going to keep these, but he'll make you one if you want it. Just call him and let him know. And then the money will go to support his church. And
All
that's
across
tremendous.
his church.
All right, give us your phone number again.
423-538-8568. And we got the answer machine on all the time. A lot of times we don't answer because we're working here or there or up, and I can't even hear it in here.
Yeah.
So leave a message, we'll get back to you, okay?
Okay, all right. Now from here, we're going to move to another area that I'm impressed with from Earl. Well, actually, it's Earl and your grandson, isn't it, Stephen?
It's Stephen.
Yeah, very impressive and match into the same thing that you are. And that's restoring old cars and trucks,
I
etc.
love an old car.
And he's got a tremendous looking, I think he said 53 Chevy that he just built, rebuilt, and looks really neat. Based on, he's a big Elvis fan. Of course, he does an Elvis show, a tribute to Elvis. They call him tribute artists now.
Right.
An Evening with Elvis. It does a tremendous job, so folks need to see that. But the truck that he got, and he painted it, there's a special paint, and it looks like an old rusted out truck.
Oh.
But it's actually paint. And he took that, and it was just really, I called it a bunch of junk. It was just a heap of junk, all apart and rusted. He did his thing, and you and he are alike. You can do stuff like that. We're going to see some of yours in just a moment. But first of all, you were going to show us what was it, something that you've got here in the studio. Tell us what you're going to see right here before we go to the cars.
Okay, if we could come back, I'll hold it up and show it to you. It's a piece off of the Buick that I'm going to wood grain it.
Okay.
And I'll show you some samples of that.
Okay, all right, all right. Just go ahead and go over and get it, and we'll take a look at that. Now, like I said, Earl is also one of those talented people who can restore old automobiles, piles of junk, like I said about Matt. But what have you got here now? You made this, didn't you?
Okay, this piece, actually, we didn't make it, but we took it off of the car, and it was all rusted up and everything. So we sanded it down really smooth, and then I sprayed it with primer. Now this is a piece off of the 1941 Buick L90. It's a limousine, 1941. And it has a whole bunch of these pieces on the trim inside. And all of them were coated with what they used to call fox walnut or wood grain.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do now that we've got it sprayed primer, we're going to spray it with a base color, and that'll be something like, I'll just show you this one.
Oh my, okay.
Something like this. We'll spray the base color on it. Then we'll come back and put all the grain in it and make it look like a wood panel. But we got about, I don't know, must be 15 inside pieces.
Oh my,
to do
like this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But anyhow, it's ready to do. Next thing we'll do is spray the primer or the base color on it. Then we'll brush all this on. Then we'll clear coat it.
Clear coat. I was going sort of like a sealer?
Yes, seal.
Yeah, okay.
And that'll go back inside the Buick. And we'll see the Buick in a second. But now it's in bad shape right now, but hopefully next year we'll show you a difference.
Oh, I was gonna say, like I said, to me it's just a big pile of junk, like the stuff that Matt does. But it's, well, you'll see what we're talking about in just a minute, right?
Right.
Because it's amazing what they can do, what Earl has done, and on that line. Well, I'll mention it in just a minute. But you ready to go see the cars?
Yes, go for it.
All right, let's go. You ready? All right.
I'm ready.
All right, we're out in the garage or the carport where the cars are stored, and I'm talking about the old cars, the old piles of junk.
Right.
People don't like me to say that. Matt doesn't like it either. Well, might be junk to you, but it's it's something really neat. He can identify with this portion of the show anyway. Now, tell us something about this.
This is a special project. This came off of the 1941 Buick limo, the big old car we see back here. This was all cracked up and pieces missing and all gone. We took it and rebuilt. All of this is brand new, and rebuilt it, put the finger holes in it. Now, if you notice it's cracked a little bit, we'll go back and fill all of that in, redo it, recoat it. And this is temporary. Then what we will do with this steering wheel, I'm going to make a mold.
Okay, all right.
Both sides. Both sides. Then, after I do that, I'll open the mold up, take this out, take a hammer and beat all of this off of it. Because it's a steel bar all the way around.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Then I'll lay it back in the mold and fill it up with the stern wheel solution.
Okay.
And I'll have a brand new stern wheel.
That's amazing.
Put on the new. And actually, I think these, one that looks like this with a few cracks in it, on eBay is selling for about close to $1,400.
Oh my goodness! Just for the steering wheel.
Just the stern wheel.
My goodness! And you're making one for what? 100?
Probably be about 100, maybe
Yeah.
200.
Oh well, that's a lucky guess.
Right.
Okay, good.
And not only that, once we do this, if you got a 41 Buick, we can make you one.
Make you one.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, folks. If you're
So-
looking, there you go.
One other thing I would like to say, if you notice this car, it don't have any engine in
Oh, well,
it. What?
imagine that.
We took it out. We're going to overhaul it completely. And when we put it back in, it'll be a brand new engine. Not sure about the gearbox yet. We did not take it out yet. But we'll check it and make sure it's good. Or rebuild it too while we got it out. And of course, the whole body needs some work on it. The interior needs a lot of work. And we showed you the pieces down there that
Yeah.
go on the
Some of
street.
them
It'll
go
be a beautiful, this will be a fantastic car when we get through. And now we've got another one that we're working on right beside of Jim.
All right. Okay.
This is a 1954 Plymouth.
Oh my goodness. All right. We gotta move and see this, and this one is pretty neat. The engine you're talking about, this is pretty neat.
The engine in this one runs good. We've had it running, and matter of fact, they can see it on YouTube. Go in there. I forgot what to look for now, but anyhow, it's running.
All right,
The engine is
okay.
in there.
All right, let's take it. Well, as we continue right along on the Matt Dollar Show, again, I'm Jim Edwards, and I am the guest host for Matt, who's really busy with his business, the Goodfellas Flooring, and he's got flooring for your home, your business, wherever you might want to put down some flooring. Contact Matt, Goodfellas Flooring. Call him, and he'll tell you about all about what he's got. We're up at the church now.
Right.
And this is, what's the name of the church?
Great Life Church. This is where we do all the packing for the children at Christmas. And we got a new project we'll talk about a little bit later.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, there's nothing else you can get into right now, is there?
Yeah.
I mean, everything else is going on.
Really?
But anyway, you're a tremendous person, really. You and all the folks that help you in every way. You
God
just such
bless
a great.
you.
Yes, sir. All right. And again, by the way, I should say thank you to Dr. Ernie Beanco and all the folks at ARC TV Productions in Norton for showing the Matt Dollar Show.
Definitely,
and
yeah.
telling everybody about what's happening in the community and otherwise, and especially with Earl Rose today, my good friend who been my friend for 15 years, I guess.
Yeah, I tell you, it's been a great, great run.
All right.
I've enjoyed every day of it.
Well, enough about me. Let's get started on what we came up here to talk about. Here is where you do the packing for the kids.
This is
All
it.
of the stuff, it all happens out here, which
Right.
we'll see in just a moment. And it's mild compared to what it usually is, right?
It is. It feels empty, really.
Yeah, it does.
Although we still got some stuff laying around. First thing I would like to point out, over my left shoulder is a painting of the lost sheep.
Yes, I see that, right.
Now that hung over my mother's bed for 21 years. I
Oh,
kept
my.
my mother for 21 years.
Wonderful,
I kept
yeah.
her longer than she kept me.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
I got married when I was 17.
Oh, no.
But anyhow, it was a joy, and my wife loved her, and my mother loved my wife more than she loved me. I don't know.
Okay.
But it was a joy. But anyhow, that painting hung over my mother's bed till she passed away.
Well, that's wonderful.
So I thought it'd be appropriate to put it in our little church.
Oh my goodness, yes, sure. Okay, now behind us, and I don't want to get out of the way, but you can still see the people in it. This is the mural I was talking about. Tell us about that project. I taped it all. It's just tremendous what you did.
Well, thank you, Jim. And you know, it was an honor doing it. And
Oh, yeah.
you taping it, that was great. Actually, how it started, it was, we do the children's bags, and I thought it would be nice to have Jesus actually
And
with the children.
With the children, well, sure.
He said, so I thought, well, I'll paint a painting. And at first I thought I'd paint it on the front of the building. Then I got to thinking I would have to go back and touch it up every year.
Oh, yeah, because
So
of
I thought
weather,
we'd
yeah.
put it on canvas and put it in here.
Well, yeah.
So this painting is in sections, actually about 4-foot sections. And I think it's about 15 feet long. And I believe there's 32 people in it.
Oh, my goodness.
And we actually have the old city of Jerusalem in the background.
Yeah, oh, way back there, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And Jesus said, suffer the little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for such is the kingdom of heaven.
wow,
And that's Matthew 19:14.
that's tremendous, that's great.
That's how that came about. And you filming it was just such an honor. And I got a
Well-
lot of comments on from people that saw us.
Hey, it was my honor to film
Yeah.
it. Really, believe me, this is tremendous. Everything you do with the painting, everything you do, period,
Well,
you're just tremendous at it, and
Thank you.
you do such a great job.
Thank you.
Now, we talked about another project that you've started,
This,
and tell us about this one now.
Okay, Jim, this is such a great honor. We've been thinking a long time there's something else that our little church could do because, you know, we don't have all the finances that bigger churches do.
Uh-huh.
We get our money usually by just donations and going out and playing music for people and stuff. But anyhow, all of this stuff sitting on the table here is a brand new project. My daughter and my son-in-law, Juwan and Steve Hebert, got us into this. This is all for the homeless people.
Oh, wonderful.
This all goes to homeless people
Oh.
in the area, and it's right here in our own community that it does the work. And they actually started it, but we're going to continue with this. We're going to keep going with this. And, if you have any canned goods or anything you want to donate, we would appreciate it.
Oh, good thought. Yes, yes, sir, for sure. Folks, as you heard Earl say, this is for the homeless, and if you'd like to help him out, give us a phone number so he can call you and make arrangements.
You can call 423-538-8568. And we have an answer machine that's on all the time. And just call and leave a message and we'll get back to you. We're in and out so much that a lot of times we don't get the calls, but we always return the call.
Right, okay. And again, this is for the homeless, and
Yeah.
that's tremendous. There's so many people who are homeless and really need the help.
Right.
And every little bit helps, and what you folks are
Oh,
going to
it
be
does.
doing.
Every dollar helps.
Sure it does, yes. And they can, speaking of dollars, could they donate dollars to go buy stuff or and bring stuff too?
Either one.
Either or,
one
okay.
would be an honor to us. And by the way, nobody gets paid out of this.
Right.
Nobody gets any salary or anything out of it. God has blessed us that we don't have to have anything else. And this is all just voluntary work that we do.
That's right. The key word there, volunteers, and you have so many volunteers that help
We
you.
do. It's such a blessing, Jim.
Okay, now there's one more project that we're going to talk about before we finish the show, and that's a picture that you're going to do outside on the wall. You said outside the building.
That's correct. And I have a frame back there for it. that we have not stretched the canvas yet,
Uh-huh.
but this is a canvas that goes on it. And we'll stretch canvas on that. Then I'm going to paint a painting on it to go outside on the front of the building. And we can take it down from time to time, bring it in, either change it
Uh-huh.
or touch it up. So that
Okay.
can make it more convenient.
Oh, well, sure. That's great. Well, I mean, there's so many projects that you're into, and we're going to have to wrap this show up. But before I do, we talked about all of this, and some of you folks may notice above our heads up here, you see some toys hanging up there. And those are some of the toys that the kids, well, I don't know, those were for the kids. Those were for yours through the years, weren't you, that you've received?
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
probably Ruthie's, right? You
Right.
better not touch those.
But we do have, this
Oh,
is
yes. I was
toys
about to
that's
forget that.
left over from the packing this year. And if you have any toys, new toys, now not old toys,
Uh-huh.
give your best and God will give back to you.
Okay, there's another way to donate and help folks, especially the kids. So again, contact Earl. We'll give you his phone number right before we finish this segment and the show. But and another thing that some people, and you do up here in the building, in the church building, is you have a year-round Christmas tree. Tell us about that project.
That project started, gosh, it must have been 15 years ago, I guess. All of the things that's hanging here in the Christmas tree, we would take down after Christmas and pack it away.
Yeah.
Well, if you've ever done this, you know what the time it takes to put all of this up and
Oh,
take
yeah.
it down. So a few years back, I said, Ruthie, let's just leave it because it is Christmas. So the Christmas tree stays up year round. All the toys that you see stay up year round. So whatever we have in here, you see the Christmas tree and you see all the toys.
Christmas year-round. That's
Yeah.
good, right? Well, Earl, I hate to wrap it up, but we
Oh,
have to. It's been such a joy to be
It's
with
been
you.
an honor.
2 weeks in a row talking about Earl Rose and all the things that you're involved in, your painting and leather work, and of course the cars, you're rebuilding them, and then the band. You got to mention the Rambling Rose Band, and you guys are available for to play if somebody's interested.
We would be honored to play wherever you want us. If you want us in church, we'll do all gospel. And if you want us somewhere else, we do a little country, a little bluegrass, a little bit of rock.
A little touch of 50s and 60s rock. But anyway, the Rambling Rose Band. Now all of this that we just talked about, contact Earl, get all the information you need. And don't forget, you're starting classes, free art classes.
Yes, we'll start that next month, and it'll be in the paper, and Ruthie will put it on Facebook. But next month we're going to start some
Okay.
free art classes.
Now, will that be like on a Saturday, make it convenient for people who work?
I'm going to leave that up to the people. If I have enough people for Saturday, it definitely will.
I said, okay, all right.
Otherwise, we may film it during our show, during the art show.
Yeah, during the art show, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll figure it all out, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, I do have to go. I hate to go, but I have enjoyed this, and my thanks to Matt Dollar for letting me fill in for him and guest host. And again, thanks to Dr. Ernie Beanco and all the folks at RC TV Productions in Norton for working with us too by putting
Definitely.
Matt's shows on TV.
Definitely. I'd like to second that.
Okay, all right. Second that motion?
Yeah.
All opposed? None? Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. Matt's in the background. He raised his hand. Sorry, Ernie.
And thank you, Jim, for
Yes,
putting
sir.
up with
Hey,
me.
listen, shake my
Always
hand,
an
nobody.
honor. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Again, thank you, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the past 2 weeks with my hosting, guest hosting, the Matt Dollar Show. We'll see you next time. In the meantime, take care. And as you always say,
Goodbye and God bless.